Hey, good morning and welcome back to the channel. It's mid-June and we're getting ready to head into summer. So today I want to show you what kind of results I'm getting following just 3 of my 5 basics for a nice green Bermuda lawn. I think the results speak for themselves. Let's go check it out. Let's talk about the first one. So number 1, mowing. This time of year, mowing is one of the most important things that you really have to get under control. And there's more to mowing than just cranking up the mower and just going out to the yard. There's several things that I want to talk about that are really important when it comes to mowing. So first off is your mowing height. You need to find the sweet spot in your lawn. For me, it's 2 inches. So I've been mowing this lawn at about 2 inches for the last, really the last couple of months since it started greening up. And that seems to be the sweet spot for me. I don't have a super level lawn. Some of the worst spots are out here in the middle where there used to be a landscape bed. Yes, I do need to do some leveling, and I do plan to do that in the future, but for right now, mowing with a rotary mower, 2 inches seems to be the sweet spot. I'll even go up to about 2.5 inches during the summer, but find your sweet spot so you don't get a lot of crop circles and scalp marks in your Bermuda lawn. Now, the other thing when it comes to mowing is make sure you have a sharp blade, and then really important is making sure that you alternate patterns. So something that I don't think a lot of people on YouTube really talk about when they talk about alternating patterns is, how do you do this? And with Bermuda, you can see you start getting lines in it from your rotary mower. I alternate. I used to just go back and forth and then one angle and another angle. Well, this year I'm taking that to a different extreme. I started getting ruts, and you can just see the faint bit of them left. They're starting to really kind of disappear. I found that I was going in this direction way too much, and what I've started doing since then is I've started to do more of an angle pattern, but I'm actually alternating my angles. So whereas used to I would come through and use this landscaping bed as a guide, I would do the angle this way. So now I'm doing a slight angle this way. Next time I may do a slight angle this way until I'm kind of rotating it. So I'm getting really infinite patterns on this lawn, so I'm not developing those lines and those ruts that I used to see. So alternating your patterns, more than just 3 or 4 directions. Do 10 different directions on your lawn. You're going to get a better looking Bermuda lawn. So how often am I mowing my lawn right now? It really varies. We've had a lot of rain recently this past week or so. I like to get out here and mow it about every 4 to 5 days, but that's not set in stone. First off, you have to mow it when you can, and you want to try to follow the 1/3 rule. Up until recently, we weren't receiving much rain, but luckily I can show you the rain gauge right now. This sucker is absolutely full. Look at that, 3.5 inches of rain. That doesn't even account for what has evaporated over the course of yesterday since it rained on the lawn. So I would say every 4 to 5 days is a sweet spot on mowing, but don't be afraid to mow it a little bit more often, or even wait a few extra days if you have conditions that aren't really favorable for mowing. All right, let's get in a little closer on the lawn right now. You can see that it looks relatively weed free. There are some brown spots here and there. A lot of that's still the old POA dying out. Some of it is a result of my post-emergent weed control. I'll link that video below, but I got out here and used a product called Roundup for lawns. Make sure you get a product that is labeled safe for lawns like that. And I sprayed out a bunch of the weeds as they were coming up. Had some creeping Charlie, some Lespedeza, and some other various types of weeds. Those are for the most part just about all gone. There's a few left along the edge of this sidewalk, a little bit of that creeping stuff that I've got to come out here and do a spot spray, but overall looking really darn good and pretty close to being weed free right now as we're heading into the summer. All right, so tips on post-emergent weed control. I always use the concentrate. You get a lot more product for your dollar. You just have to invest in a small can or tank sprayer to use. It's going to pay you back in dividends because that product is so much cheaper. If you have a very small lawn, you could go with a ready to mix in a gallon, just easy. You don't have to worry about mixing or instructions. Just get out there and spray it. Or if you've got a lawn that's, let's just say this was full of weeds, it was like a salad bar, then you could get one of those hose-in sprayers and just go to town and smoke out as many of those weeds as you can. Look at those monster holly bushes coming back. Those things were severely pruned or hard pruned, and they are just roaring back to life. I'm not surprised. All right, the last thing I want to talk about on the Bermuda lawn is fertilizer. So I've only done 1 round of fertilizer for the season. That was my application I did 1st of May when we started really hitting that heavy green up. So it's mid-June now and I'm definitely due. You can see the color in the lawn later in the day when it's sunny a little bit better, but I'm due for my 2nd round of fertilizer. So I'll link below the video where I did on my cheap big box fertilizer, but I just use a cheap Walmart Expert Gardener 3004 fertilizer with pretty darn good results. I've also in the past used a Vigoro from Home Depot. It's a 2904, and I've gotten really great results with that product as well. So one of the most important things with fertilizer is you want to feed your lawn now as we're going into those the hot summer months, because with Bermuda grass, unlike cool season, Bermuda's growth period is during those warm months. So this is a great time to get out and do your 2nd round of fertilizer. All right, well, that's pretty much it. Those are the 3 basics that I'm focusing on right now in my Bermuda lawn. I'm getting pretty great results without all the hyped up products, and I'm not spending a fortune on my lawn. Most importantly, I'm saving some valuable time that I can focus on doing other things around the property with my family and so forth. I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.